Have you ever opened your eyes and felt like the world was already trying to break you? Before your feet even touch the ground, your soul's already exhausted. The weight of expectations, fake smiles, and loud thoughts crashes in, silent but suffocating. You lie there, frozen, dreading a day that hasn't even begun. I know that feeling, that quiet war inside your chest. That's when I turn to Stoicism. Not as a pretty philosophy, but as a weapon, a last line of defense, a way to claw back energy from the things draining it. Not a quote, not a mantra, a declaration of war against the chaos I'd let live rent-free in my mind. Marcus Aurelius said, "This isn't just a quote. It's a reminder from a man who led armies while battling storms within himself. It means you stop bleeding energy into things that don't deserve it. You stop handing over your peace like it's worthless. This isn't about pretending life is easy. It's about standing unshakable in the fire, rising when everything says you should collapse. Today is not a lesson, it's a reckoning. Today, you remember who you are. We're not walking through 5 soft tips. We're tearing through 5 brutal truths, each one forged with stoic grit, real scars, and raw fire. This isn't for the weak. It's for those sick of being tired, sick of waking up without fight. You're not broken, you're drained, and we're about to change that. Before we start, do this with intention, not habit, not lazily. Hit that like button like you're punching the ground and refusing to stay down. Comment below, "I am the master of my energy." Say it like you mean it. Share this with someone who's crumbling behind a strong face. Subscribe, because what's coming isn't just content, it's fire straight to your nervous system. Now close your eyes. Breathe in. You're standing at the edge of something bigger than comfort. The storm is behind you. The path ahead is wild, unpredictable, but it's yours. You feel it. It's time. Let's begin. 1. Cut off the leaks. Energy isn't stolen. It's bled. Your strength doesn't vanish in a dramatic crash. It's drained quietly through tiny, unnoticed leaks. Until one day, you're hollowed out, wondering how the fire turned to ash. You didn't lose your power. You bled it. With every moment you chose comfort over clarity, silence over your screaming instincts. You didn't collapse from one blow, you crumbled under 1,000 ignored instincts. The text you shouldn't have answered, the room you shouldn't have entered, the person you should have let go. But you stayed. You betrayed yourself to keep the wrong peace. They didn't break you, you handed them the knife. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you're pained by any external thing, it's not the thing that disturbs you, but your judgment about it. And it's in your power to wipe out this judgment now." That's not just philosophy, that's blood-soaked truth. You suffer because you assign weight to what doesn't deserve your energy. The pain isn't out there, it's in how you let it in. You're not exhausted, you're overextended. You're not broken, you're suffocating under everything you said yes to when your gut was screaming no. You're leaking, not because you're weak, but because you haven't locked the doors on the parts of your life that need to stay out. Cut off the access. Clean, ruthless, silent. Let them hear the silence. You don't need to explain. Your silence is louder than words. You are not a well for the ungrateful. You are not a charger for those who refuse to stand on their own. You are fire. You are steel. You are sacred ground. Not everyone deserves to stand on you. Cut off the leaks now. 2. Your attention is your kingdom. Your attention is your kingdom. Guard it like a warrior. What you focus on is what you give your life to. Every second you spend scrolling, arguing, or obsessing, it's rent-free space in your mind. You're handing over your crown to fools. Your attention is gold in a world starving for meaning. If you give it away like candy, don't be surprised when you feel drained, lost, and hollow. Focus isn't lost in one big crash. It's chipped away, notification by notification, drama by drama, distraction by distraction. 1 second you're thinking about your purpose, the next you're caught in meaningless noise. You're not broken, you're distracted. You're not lost, you're just surrounded by noise. And that stops today. You wonder why you're always tired, why your goals slip through your fingers. It's because your mind isn't yours anymore. It's been hijacked, not by some villain, but by the slow poison of wasted attention. You're not broken, you're bleeding focus. Seneca said, "There is nothing the busy man is less busy with than living." That's the dagger, that's the wake-up call. You can spend your entire life doing everything except the one thing that matters. Living with intention, breathing in the present. Building your future with precision. Protecting your mind like it's your last weapon, because it is. You don't owe your attention to every message, every opinion, every crisis that flashes across your screen. You don't need to keep up. You don't need to be available. You don't need to explain. The more you pull your focus inward, the clearer everything becomes. What they call missing out, you'll call freedom. What they call rude, you'll call peace. Lock the gates, draw the line. If it doesn't build you, it's breaking you. If it doesn't lift your vision, it's lowering your power. Every glance, every scroll, every swipe, it all adds up. One careless click and you're off track. One conversation with the wrong person and you're questioning your worth again. Attention is energy, and energy is everything. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Turn off your phone without guilt. Leave messages on read without shame. Let them think what they want while you build in silence. Your future isn't built by being liked. It's built by being locked in. Every algorithm is designed to keep you chasing. Every platform wants to keep you scrolling. But you weren't born to be fed crumbs by machines. You weren't made to be distracted to death. You were built for battle. Focus is your sword. Your attention is your kingdom. You are either the king who guards it or the servant who gives away the keys. Choose wisely. What you focus on, you fuel. And what you fuel becomes your fate. Stop explaining yourself. Your energy isn't a negotiation. There comes a time when you stop breaking yourself down just to be understood by people who've already decided not to listen. You weren't born to be a press release. You weren't put here to be picked apart, second-guessed, or put on trial every time you choose peace over performance. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them twist the story. You don't owe anyone a babysitter for their perception of you. Every time you explain yourself to people who don't respect you, your power leaks out. You are not rude. You are not cold. You are not arrogant. You are clear. And clarity terrifies those who depend on confusion to control. You don't owe an explanation for how you protect your soul. You don't have to hand over reasons like receipts every time you set a boundary. If your silence bothers them, it's because it echoes louder than any excuse. Let your distance be the only answer they get. Let your absence carve more truth than words ever could. The moment you stop explaining, you start reclaiming your energy, your peace, your power. If your presence is questioned, let your absence speak volumes. If your boundaries are challenged, enforce them without blinking. No apologies, no justifications, just action. You are not a debate, you are not an option. You are not customer service for your own spirit. You are not here to break yourself into bite-sized pieces for people who refuse to digest the full truth of who you are. Let them chew on the silence. Let them sit with the echo of your non-response. Let them wonder why you stopped showing up and never give them the answer. Your energy isn't a negotiation, it's a declaration. And when you make peace with being misunderstood, you become untouchable. Master your mornings. That's where your energy is forged. The battle for your life doesn't start in the noise. It starts in the silence. It starts with the first breath you take before the world tries to pull you apart. Your morning isn't just another part of your day. It's the furnace, the forge. It's where your energy, mindset, and momentum are either built like iron or broken like glass. You don't rise strong by accident. You train for it, you earn it. It starts the second your eyes open. If the first thing you reach for is your phone, you've already lost. You've handed over the wheel before you've even stood up. You can't lead your day when you start it like a servant, scrolling, reacting, consuming. Your mind was made for clarity, not chaos. Your power comes from what you do when no one is watching, from how you breathe in the dark. It starts in the stillness. When you sit quietly with yourself, facing the parts you've been avoiding. Morning is where you plant your flag. It's where you decide. Today I'm in control. Not my cravings, not my moods, not my past. Me. And that decision, the one you make before the world wakes, sets the tone for everything else. The Stoics understood this. Discipline wasn't a buzzword for them. It was armor, it was sacred. Marcus Aurelius would rise and remind himself, when you wake, remember what a privilege it is to be alive. To think, to enjoy, to love. Not out of sentiment, but out of strategy. Because the man who commands his mornings builds his own weather. Storms don't shake him. People don't rattle him. He's sharpened his edge in silence before the noise. But if you wake late, skip your rituals, and rush into the day like you're always behind, don't be surprised when life chews you up and spits you out. Scattered men don't lead. They chase. They react. They collapse. You want clarity? Earn it. Sit in silence, meditate, write, move, reflect. This isn't trendy, it's survival. In a world built to distract you, your morning is sacred ground. Guard it. Carve out space. Build your mind before the world tries to break it. Move your body before the day weighs you down. Breathe deeply before the chaos begins. That's not a luxury. That's a requirement if you plan to lead your life with fire. You don't master mornings for trends or likes. You do it to sharpen your will, quiet your demons, and light a fire no one can extinguish. You don't need a 5-hour ritual. You need a non-negotiable start. Something you own. Something that strengthens your spine before the world tries to bend it. Wake up early. Wake up hungry. Wake up like a man who knows he has work to do, not just outside but inside. Because if you don't command your mornings, the world will. And the world doesn't care about your peace. It wants your attention, your focus, your soul. Take it back. Your energy is forged before breakfast. Not in the meetings, not in the gym, but in the silence, in the stillness, in the fight you win before the day begins. And then, stop giving first-class energy to economy people. You're running yourself into the ground, bleeding your brilliance into hands that treat it like spare change. You show up full of fire for people made of ash. You give your peace to those who poison it. You know it. You feel it. You're burning out. Not from the work, but from the weight of being unappreciated by those you break yourself for. You give them your best hours, your clearest mind, your deepest heart, to people who wouldn't cross the street for you if you were drowning. You pour loyalty into people who vanish the second your shine dims. You explain yourself to cowards. You beg for decency from the emotionally bankrupt. It's killing you. Stop. Your soul wasn't built for discounts. Your time isn't up for grabs. Your energy isn't a vending machine, dispensing warmth to whoever pushes a button. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Let them misunderstand you. Let them think you're cold. Let them choke on your silence. Because protecting your energy will always offend those who were feeding on it. You're not their savior. You're their supply. You're their emotional crutch, their emergency hotline, their punching bag. Every time you say yes to them, you say no to yourself. Every time you bite your tongue, hold back, give more, they grow stronger on your weakness. You're not helping. You're enabling your own destruction. It's time to burn the bridge, not for revenge, for rebirth. Walk away with no words, no explanation, no dramatic exit. Just cold silence and a locked door. When someone drains you over and over, they don't deserve closure. They deserve distance. You weren't built to water dead plants. You weren't born to be milked dry by takers masking selfishness as need. Start pouring into people who pour back. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. The wrong people won't just waste your time. They'll erode your self-worth, sabotage your focus, and leave your spirit bleeding where no one notices. So take a hard look at who you're feeding, who's at your table, who you answer texts from at 2 a.m., who you rearrange your peace for. Ask yourself, would they bleed for you like you've bled for them? Or would they step over your body without flinching? Your energy is holy ground. Not everyone should have access. And the more you let the unworthy in, the more you teach them that your soul is cheap. So stop giving first-class fire to people flying standby in your life. Let them miss the flight, and never let them board again. If you take one thing from this, let it be this: your energy is your greatest weapon. It's the source of everything you want. Forget chasing more time. You don't need more time. You need more energy. Time will slip away. Energy, you control that. Master it, and you own everything. But mastering it doesn't come from apps, checklists, or books. It starts in the trenches. It starts with choices. What you say yes to, what you say no to, and most importantly, what you allow into your mind. Cut the noise. Cut the distractions, the leeches, the habits that drain you. Say no more often. Say no to people who take more than they give. Say no to habits that keep you stuck. Say no to anything that doesn't serve your higher self. Protect your peace, like a lion protects its den. Because once it's gone, the chaos creeps in. When your energy is clean, your mind clears. Your decisions sharpen. Your presence gets louder. You walk into a room, and people feel the shift. And the people who tried to throw you off course, they go quiet. Not because they back down, but because you stopped giving them the mic. You stopped handing them your power. Remember, your energy is not cheap. Stop giving out discounts. Stay grounded. Stay powerful. Stay stoic.